Hi, Meg Bounds here. I'm excited to be back with you for podcast number 3 on school based budget, student based budget 101, how to use your funds wisely. Now, want to say thank you to my two responses that I got from last week, and I can't wait to share your ideas of how you would solve this problem of how to spend your student based budget to impact student achievement. So, what is a student based budget or a school based budget? Again, with the adoption of ESSA, this gave the autonomy back to the principals to spend money based on what they know that their school needs based on their needs assessment, on their data, and how they can impact student achievement. Now, if you refer back to our text, the authors stated that the public and other stakeholders are able to see both the efficiency and effectiveness of how the funds are being spent at the most immediate level, their local school. It also means, however, the discrepancies in funding and achievement are very apparent. So that means it is an open book. If you spend money on something that is completely ineffective, the public and all your stakeholders will know. So this puts the pressure on that principal to make the most out of their purchases and how they spend their money and if that is effective to impact student achievement. Now, that's why it's so important that each principal does a current and thorough needs assessment, looking with that reflective lens on what does my school actually need and how can we impact students the most with every dollar spent. Current student enrollment, where our class sizes might be getting too large, so where we could add in maybe a teacher and go from there. Evaluation of a current year, really looking at what is happening, what are the trends, where are we going. Now this year, it's going to be strange. With COVID, our enrollment might be down. So you really have to evaluate the current situation and what you're dealing with. Now, last week we talked about our case study and we talked about the demands of this school having an enrollment of 860 and with a numerous caseloads of SPED, not only CLUE, new teachers, and the only two people to really impact all of the meetings that have to happen is one principal and one assistant principal. So the question was, what does this mean? What do we need to do? Because 56 days of a school year, those two people are going to be sitting in a meeting. So that leaves a lot of kids without an administration and without teachers having support for instruction. So it came back to, we said, how do you spend the money? Now both responses were excellent. One response was definitely use the money to give the school an instructional facilitator, and that would be excellent choice, because then when the administration is gone, the instructional facilitator can still have a pulse on what is going on in the classroom and with the students. Now, the other response gave an interesting idea of leaning on the district to pull in that SPED supervisor, maybe, to support the school with those IEP meetings. Excellent idea. Not, I don't know if the school has ever thought of like that. Now, one response was talking about how an instructional facilitator might be able to support the school with IEP meetings. That is not possible because an LEA must be either a principal or an assistant principal. So the only option that would happen would be the instructional facilitator could support the teachers and the students in the classroom. Now, to go ahead and let you know, the school went with the instructional facilitator, but now they have another problem. So they have a principal and assistant principal, and they actually purchased two instructional facilitators. Last year, their enrollment was 860, but current year is 812. They're in trouble. They're on track to either lose a teacher or a support position, but the school has a choice. Should they go ahead and release the support position So maybe one of the instructional facilitators accept students off the waiting list that want to come in. Or if they do go with this accepting the students, which grades would you accept? Would you accept 20 fifth graders when their last year is fifth grade? Or would you accept second graders or kindergartners or first graders? What would your ideal situation be of accepting children off a waiting list? Or don't worry about getting kids right now. Go ahead and release the support position and move on. So, what do you think is the correct decision? Go ahead, give me feedback, and I'll let you know next week what the school ended up going with. We will discuss it next week. Looking forward to your responses. Thank you.